Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syazana binti Bukhari. My metric number 11802441. Today, I will summarize some points in Chapter 2 and 3 in Principle of Journalism book. First, what I understand in Chapter 2 under topic Principles of Journalism, there are several viewpoints of principles of journalism, such as Ethical Journalism Network, SPJ Code of Ethics, the Al Jazeera Code of Ethics, BBC, the Poynter Institute, Associated Press, NPR, and Malaysian Canons of Journalism. Most of the viewpoints are emphasized about the principles of news writing that journalists must follow. There are some principles that all the viewpoints in this book emphasize, which is about truth, fairness, accuracy, verification, respect, and honest. All of these principles is important for a journalist when they are writing a news. I will highlight several principles that must follow by journalists. The first one is about truth and accuracy when writing a news. This is important because as a journalist, we must deliver a true story and it cannot be manipulated from the original information that we get from the sources. Next is a fairness and impartiality. When journalists get a story from the source, they should be fair and balanced in writing news because most stories at least have two sides. So, they must be impartial and fair while writing their story. In addition, Malaysian Canons of Journalism is a Malaysian press that believes in the principles of Rukun Negara. Malaysian press serving faithfully in reporting facts without fear or favor to people. While in Chapter 3, it discusses about Islamic journalism ethics. According to Maulana, there are 5 cardinal concepts of the Islamic worldview. First and foremost is Tawheed, which implies unity, coherence, and harmony between all parts of the universe. Thus, this principle of Tawheed negates any right of sovereignty and guardianship of anyone over human society except God. Second is Amar Ma'ruf Nahi Munkar, or commanding to the right and prohibiting from the wrong. This point emphasizes that as a Muslim, they have a responsibility of guiding each other and the next generation to follow the right path. The next concept is Ummah, or community that determine the nature and boundaries of tabligh and social ethics. In the Islamic Ummah, the sovereignty of the state belongs to God and not to the ruler nor even to the people themselves. The fourth principle is the concept of taqwa or pity. Taqwa shows the reference to individuals of fear of God and the ability to guard themselves against the unethical forces which might surrender the environment. Lastly is the concept of amanah that signifies the great responsibility which the Almighty God has imposed on the human being for their deeds in this world. This concept of amanah must be applied in journalism or in ourselves because it will show our morality as a Muslim. Other than that, in journalism and Islamic worldview from Mukhtar, it identified four principles of Islamic perspective to journalism, which is truth and truth-telling, or known as siddiq and haq; pedagogy or tabligh, that a journalist must apply when deliver a message to people. Next is seeking the best for public interest, or called as maslahah, that show the people the good deeds as a role to society. And lastly is the moderation, or known as wasatiyah, that implies impartiality and fairness in order to be a good Muslim journalist. So, what I can conclude from these 2 chapters is there is a connection between principle of journalism and Islamic journalism ethics, because as a good Muslim journalist, they must apply this principle and ethics in order to deliver or share a message and information to people. Therefore, Muslim journalists must have a good value and adhere to principle by journalism. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.